All right, I want to spend a few minutes here and talk about working with projects that are on GitHub in IntelliJ. So we're looking at a project here called Java Cones, and cones are a great way to learn a new language. So we're going to use this as our example today. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to be able to pull this source code down and open it up in IntelliJ. So if you were going to actually make changes to this, you would probably want to fork this over to your own GitHub account, then pull it down. But just for the simple example, I'm just going to clone it here. So what we want to do is hit clone, and we want to grab this URL here. And we'll go back to IntelliJ. And again, one of these options when creating a new project is to check out from version control. So I'm going to go ahead and say I want a GitHub. And if this is the first time you've ever done this, you're going to need to log into your GitHub account. So mine is that, and there's my password, and we'll log in. And now it's going to say, all right, you want to clone this repository. So I'm going to paste in that URL that we just copied from before. It's going to say test, and that URL looks like it's a good one, so the test went okay. So I'm going to go into, I have a folder called demo, and the directory name is going to be Java Cones. So we're going to say clone, and that is going to check out from version control. And yes, we'd like to create an IntelliJ project here. So we're just going to create the project from these existing sources. Next, next, nothing to do here, next, next. And we're using Java 8, and we'll go ahead and finish. Don't worry about that error. So now we've taken this project that was on GitHub, and we were able to basically clone it and create a project in IntelliJ with one real easy starting point. So then we can go in here, and we have our main project. Here's our cone project. So we can go into Java, cone. Actually, we want to look at source, beginner. And so if we wanted to, say, learn about conditionals, we can come in here and look at some different cones, which is basically they're each examples of how you would use something in the language. And so I would suggest go ahead and looking through here if you have the chance. There's a lot, again, it's a great way to kind of learn a new language. So I think that's where we'll leave it with that. Actually, no, let me back up one. So let's say that the reverse was true. So let's go ahead and close this project. Let's say close project. Let's open our Hello World project. And let's get rid of this developer class. That was really just for an example. And now we have this main here, and let's get rid of this. And remember, we still have our Hello World template, so that's good to go. Now let's say that I wanted to go ahead and create a new project on my GitHub repository with this Hello World project. So that's pretty easy to do. Again, this is all if you're in Ultimate. Remember, the free version doesn't have a lot of the source code control integration in there. So what I can say is I can go up to VCS, and I can go import into version control, and I could say share this project on GitHub. So my account has already been kind of linked up as we logged in before. And so now I'm creating a new repository called Hello World, and I'm going to go ahead and share this. And it's going to ask which files I want to share. It's going to push, basically commit and push those. And now we can actually jump in and see this by clicking on here. And that went into my other screen. But now here's that project on GitHub. And so now that we have the project on GitHub, we can go ahead and void another method. All right, so now that we've added something with our GitHub integration, we can say that we need to go ahead and commit this, right? So we want to commit this file. And what are we committing here? Added another method. And we can go ahead and commit and push all in one fell swoop. We just need a GitHub username. That's going to happen the first time because I really haven't set up, again, this is a brand new computer, so I haven't really set up any of this yet. So we're going to go ahead and push, and there we go. Our push was successful. So that's a little bit about working with GitHub projects, whether you're trying to pull somebody else's project down to your machine or you want to share your project out on GitHub. IntelliJ makes it very easy to kind of work with projects on GitHub. So I hope that helps. Let's go ahead and move on to the next lesson. I'm going to show you one more little tip about GitHub and the command line. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now.